When it comes to online retro gaming content creation, the angry video game nerd is undeniably a legend. And chances are, you've seen some of the nerd's classics, whether it was him gushing over Final Fantasy,
dark clouds, lightning, ominous organ music, and then, ready for it, Final Fantasy III.
or raving about one of the best horror games of all time, Doom.
I remember when this came out, it was so badass. You couldn't just say Doom. You had to say Doom or fucking Doom.
It's just kind of wild to think that James Rolfe has been playing the nerd for over 2 decades. That's a lifetime of rage, nostalgia, and broken controllers. But after all the success he's had, it was only a matter of time before he became part of the game. First, we had 2013's Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures. Then came a 2016 sequel. And now, he's back. The nerd returns in a brand new title, Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit. Huge shout out to RetroWare for providing me with an early review copy. And trust me, this one's a full-on NES throwback to one legendary franchise. Can you guess which one?
Well, obviously, it's an 8-bit NES-style platformer, similar to like Mega Man.
Today we are reviewing Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit, a classic Nintendo-style throwback title in the style of old-school Mega Man.
8 bits que é uma experiência mais Mega Man, mais...
The gameplay in this game is thankfully smooth, fast, and tight, which is absolutely essential when making a game in the spirit of brutal NES-era platformers. Because let's be real, if you're gonna make a game that kills you over 1,000 times, the controls better be airtight, because this game packs every classic 8-bit death trap you could imagine. Oh, did you miss a jump? Well, you're toast. Oh, did you fall in a spike? Don't worry about calling a doctor, you already did. Now here's the thing, it's fair. Brutal, but fair. As long as you get yourself in the headspace of some trial and error from the NES era, you're gonna be okay. But if that sounds too punishing, don't worry, because the game offers 3 different difficulty modes, ranging from chill as hell to hard as balls. And the difference between easy and hard, massive. In easy mode, spikes and pitfalls don't instantly kill you. They just slowly chip away at your health. It turns the experience from Nintendo hard to more of a retro-inspired joyride. So whether you're here for the challenge or to just soak in nostalgia, there's a mode for you. And honestly, in my opinion, that's smart game design. Because this one isn't just a tribute to old school punishment. It's a celebration of the 80s and 90s era so many of us love, with Easter eggs everywhere, like Terminator 2. To Army of Darkness.
Groovy.
And of course, it wouldn't be an AVGN game without a reference to Castlevania. But the cool thing here, this game isn't just a pile of references glued together. There are full-blown FMV cutscenes that do a pretty good job of making you feel as if you're actually inside an episode of Angry Video Game Nerd. They hit you with longer ones at the start and end, setting up the story and then wrapping things up. And in between levels, you'll see little shorter scenes that kind of keep things going along. But here's the best part. If you're just here to blast through the game or you're on a repeat run, you can skip every single one of these cutscenes. Unlike, say, Mega Man 6.
After a long introduction, the game starts, okay, alright, we're off now. And things are starting. Oh my god, it's no joke. Every 5 seconds, there's more dialogue. Can you see a red rope ahead of you?
I don't know. Can I move? Can I play the fucking game?
You don't have to sit through anything you don't want to. Total respect to the devs. Every game should let you skip cutscenes, period. But it's not just the cutscenes the devs nailed, because let's talk about the soundtrack. I'm not gonna say it's S tier, but it's pretty good. But here's where the cracks start to show. Let's talk about the stages. There are only 7 levels total. 6 you tackle Mega Man style, and then 1 final stage, which is basically the Wily stage of the game. The game's pretty short. Now, I'm not saying it needs to be 100 hours long, but when you release a game in 2025 that wears its Mega Man inspiration like a badge of honor, yet it has fewer levels than the original 1987 Mega Man, I gotta ask,
What were they thinking?
and here's another kicker. The way you tackle these levels doesn't even matter. In Mega Man, the boss order is everything. You beat a Robot Master, you get a new power. Each boss has a weakness tied to one of those powers, so there's actually some strategy involved. But here, in this game, you beat a boss and that's it. No power-ups, no abilities, just go to the next level. It's weird. They clearly modeled the game's stages and stage select screen after Mega Man, but left out the one mechanic that defined that whole series' stage selection process. And again, I have to ask,
What were you thinking?
now, I'm not saying they needed to copy the Mega Man formula. They could have taken a different approach and still spiced up the levels. In fact, the opening cutscene would have set this up perfectly. So, in the beginning, we discover that the nerd's NES system gets possessed, and the only way to break this curse is to beat the game and free the system. Each level you beat supposedly corrupts the code more and more, breaking it so we can tackle the final boss.
You see that? That's 6 levels, and that means 6 bosses. Kick their asses, and it'll break the code more and more, and then we can fight that ultimate asshole that took over my innocent NES and save the world.
So you know what my first thought was on my first run? Okay, maybe as I beat these levels, the world and future stages starts to glitch out. Maybe they break apart visually or mechanically, like the game's kind of falling apart underneath your feet. And that would have been awesome. It would have made the level order actually matter. Or at least make it so you could do multiple ones to see the alternate variations of the stages. But nope, the levels stay exactly the same. No visual changes, no variations. It just feels like such a missed opportunity to offer replay value to the game. And it makes me wonder, once again,
What were they thinking?
now to be fair, it's not like the levels are completely lacking any creativity. Take the boss fight of the Airworld stage. It does mix up the gameplay slightly, because we fight this boss while riding a hover bike. And then of course, there's the London stage, where things do get a little bit weird, in the best possible way. A bird drops a deuce on our head. Classic. And suddenly, everything flips. Instead of your standard left to right platforming, it becomes an auto-scroller, going right to left. The screen shifts from day to night, and all these twisted monsters come crawling out. Obviously a nod to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And there's one more thing I would like to point out. The levels have secret paths hidden within them, leading to hidden items. Though the only thing that sucks is most of the time the hidden item in every level is pretty much just shit pickle. And nothing against shit pickle, but I think it just would have been cooler to find other hidden items in the stages. Whether it's alternate characters like we saw in previous Angry Video Game Nerd games, or maybe permanent upgrades like we see in Mega Man X. Now we do find other items in the game, like the scope, which allows us to charge our gun. However, I want to point out, if you die, you lose this item. We got the middle finger that causes the nerd to rage out, becoming invulnerable for a brief period of time. We got beer bottles that basically act like the cat axe from Castlevania. And then we have an F item, which is basically a clear screen item, kind of like a bomb from Contra 3. And then of course, there's the main weapon, our gun. Now in a lot of other games, you get multiple different guns that you can kind of select between. In Mega Man, it's the power system. In Contra, it's just drops that rain from the sky. In this game, they took a different approach. Instead of finding new weapons, we have a gun power meter. The more power we get, the stronger the gun becomes. If you get hit, you drop some of the power and have a brief period of time to pick it up and regain some of your strength back. Upon death, the meter resets to 0. And why this is not the worst system, it's just not as fun as gaining powers or different weapons like you do in Contra. Because you're always locked in of just trying to build this meter as high as possible, unless of course you're doing some sort of challenge run. It just doesn't offer a lot of variation when it comes to gameplay. Overall, the Angry Video Game Nerd 8-bit is a good experience, it just has very little reason to go back to it once you beat it. It's a good game, just not a great one. So if you're looking for a fun, bite-sized retro experience to play for a weekend and move on, this could be the game for you. The game will be releasing October 23rd for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and X consoles, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam, and actually has an NES cartridge to be released at a later date. But I would love to hear what you all think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. By the way, if you did enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like, and if you are new, please consider subscribing. As for me, I got a ton of work to do, so I'm gonna get back to the grind, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.